welcome. Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Drew's Paranormal Vlog. Who is monetized? Oh, Uncle Daniel is here. Hello.
Hey.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you good. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine, Uncle Danny. I can hear you fine. Good stuff, good stuff. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, Paranormal Hub Worldwide. Welcome in, October Rain Rocks.
Hey,
Welcome in,
Paranormal
Uncle
Hub.
Danny.
See you. Hi. Yeah,
Both
and there's
channels.
October. Craig. Hey, Craig. Nice time to see you.
Where'd you go? Yep. Hello, Dobby Sock, sis. Hello, Mystical Love and Light, sis.
Oh, okay.
Welcome, everybody.
Now I guess. See, I was going mentally irregular because I was talking and not seeing it for 10 minutes, but I had the YouTube channel up and not the StreamYard, so that's why.
Okay, that's why. Welcome in, Greg's Inferno. Welcome in, PPR. Welcome in, KJ Hauntings. Wow. Welcome in. Where have you been? Yous guys.
Hey, PPR. Hey, KJ. Dobby. Dobby got a new sock. Do you like my new sock? I got this. It's all mine, and I own it, and nobody can have it but me. I love my new sock. Thank you.
Oh, I do have a question for you, Drew. What you, the paranormal, and what do we put it up on the screen? I do have a question for you, Drew. What drew you to the paranormal, and how was it? Good experience?
That's a good question.
What drew me to the paranormal? Oh, what drew me to the paranormal? When I think about it, it was my mum. What gave me the interest was because my mum used to always tell us ghost stories when we were younger. And she always started it off with, "It was a dark and stormy night. 3 men sat by a fire." And she would, there's a lot more to it. I'm going to ask her to tell me it all again, right? And I'll duplicate it to you. But we used to always, at the weekend, my mum would have a drink with my auntie and things, and she would try and get us out of bed. And because we wouldn't go to bed, she would like, right, what do you want? And we would like, tell us a creepy story and we'll all go to bed. Oh, it's just a witchy one, missus. It's got witchcraft on the top. So that kind of, when I think about it, drew me into the spookiness. And then just through the years, and it says witchcraft on the hood, but through the years, watching all the creepy films, and then the creepy films, and then all the programs and things that used to be on the telly, but the Paranormal State, your Ghost Hunters when it was first out, and all the original programs, you know, especially Paranormal State. It was a brilliant one where coffee and everything was in. And then after that, YouTube and things came out. So watching authentic YouTubers made me realise that we can do this for self. Anybody can do it, really, as long as you know how to do it. So I went into the usual way of doing it, buying the K2, buying the recorder and things, and nothing happened. And then I realised that watching videos and things of how other people done it, that I would have to raise my vibration and lower my vibration and raise my vibration and meditate, clear my energies and draw in the spirits and things. So through researching witchcraft and things, I learned how to do that. And then it got better and better, the communication. I met Uncle Danny and a few others that learned me how to channel the energy that I have running through me, you know, to help the spirits. So things like that. Hub, you know. I'll need to tell you in the interview that we do. Come up and we'll do it just now. Come up and we'll do an interview.
Yeah, World Hub can come up and you can ask Drew or myself any question you want, and we'll answer them. So there you go. There's your invitation to find out any damn question you want to know. Hey Wayne, how you going, lad?
Where?
Paranormal
Go and
search,
put
how you going?
the link in the chat again, guys. So that's how I kind of got started. Normal, because I assumed that everything was going to just work, you know, because I had seen everybody on YouTube just turn boxes on. So it's a bit different for you, Uncle Danny. Do you want to explain?
Well, mine was a little bit different, eh? I never knew there was ghosts and goblins and all this shit when I was young. I just thought they were just regular people. I couldn't tell the difference between them. And so anyway, it was my cousin, one of my cousins, I can't remember which one, was staying at the homestead and start screaming. You know, she started screaming, and I'm like, what the hell's going on now? So, because we're all young, we were sharing.
Thank you, Dobby, for the super sticker.
Oh, thank you, Dobby. So
we're sorry, Uncle Danny.
We were sharing.
Welcome, Sunshine Dragon.
We were sharing the bunk rooms, you know. And so anyway, she started screaming. So I looked over, and here was this old guy standing there, and he looked like he was rotting, you know, a little bit. Eh? And I looked at him. I said, "Leave her alone." And the spirit, I guess, like I didn't realize it was spirit, but he looked at me. I said, "Do you have any idea what bloody time it is? Come back tomorrow, you arsehole." And he vanished. And then my cousin, "Oh, thank you. And I'm like, "What? Just tell him to get the hell out, you know?" And but I still wasn't processing that it wasn't an actual person, right? And it wasn't until much later in life, well, not like that, you know, 3 or 4 years before I started to realize there was a difference between the two. So, yeah, that's kind of way that was one of my first ones, you know. I had lots of them like that.
A bit dramatic.
Hey, Bree, how you doing?
As for my first experience, my first maybe paranormal experience, if I've told you all before that my mum always said that something ran up the stairs. When we were all younger, there was always a certain day in September. I'll need to ask her what the days are and things, guys. But there was always a certain day in September where you would hear the front door slam shut and somebody run up the stairs. And we never ever knew where it came from, but we knew that it was some sort of like spooky supernatural thing. And years ago, when the CB radios and things were out and you weren't allowed to use like the AM station, I think it was, and my big cousin had the CB radio in the kitchen, and it happened. And we thought that it was the police coming in to raid, as you do when you're a teenager. We thought it was the police coming in to take the radio off us. And it would get put in the kitchen cupboard, and then we were like waiting on somebody coming back downstairs, and nobody came. And it wasn't until my mum and that went and checked, and we were older by then, so we weren't as spooked. But that's when she told us that for the day and hour that she moved into that house, it's always happened in a Pacific time in September. So that type of thing got me interested as well, because when we were teenagers, we always tried to pinpoint the day that it happened, and we could never ever pinpoint it. But you know what you're like when a teenager, if you're out one day, it could happen that day that somebody's out the house and things. So we never ever really got to a stage of researching it. So maybe this year, guys, we'll research my mum's house in the middle of September or something, you know. But that type of thing got me interested in actually ghost hunting when I thought about it. And we used to have experiences on the stairs in my mum's house. I was the youngest, so I kind of get picked on by my big brother and my big sister. So I would go up the stairs to do the toilet or whatever, and they would turn the light out on me at the bottom of the stairs. And always when I was younger, when I think back on it, I got scared. But I always remember feeling as if there was something there anyway without the lights getting turned off. So I don't know if that's just a spook that is in every kid. But it could be like the lady that comes in and slams the door, maybe. Who knows? But I always felt spooked on the stairs, things like that.
Yeah, there's always something in everybody's place, you know.
Yeah. I think that's what makes you interested, though. You've got to really have experiences and want to get answers, you know? That type of thing makes you seek more. And then you do like an investigation somewhere. That's okay, Uncle Daniel, and you go.
over the years, I had lots of people telling me, "Oh, it's all a bunch of bullock, and everything else," and not true. And then, of course, then they end up having an experience, and all of a sudden, it's, Donnie, could you help me out here, lad? I could use a little hand if you don't mind. So yeah, you know, but we always, my granddad always said it. I don't know who actually originally said these
But,
things, but he'd
ma,
always say,
I
he'd
always
always,
forget about. Sorry.
he always say, for those that don't believe, no proof is possible. But for those
Well, that's it.
that do believe, everything is possible, right? So, yeah, for those that don't believe,
Yeah.
no proof is possible. For those that do believe, no proof is necessary. So,
Like my dad, for example, I don't think he'll ever believe. He's the type of person that just will not believe in anything, like a bump and things. You'll say, what was that? Oh, it was this or whatever. He could rationalise away everything. Even if you took him to somewhere haunted, I think he would rationalise it, to be honest.
well, yeah, Dad was like that. Dad didn't believe, eh? And like I can show him whatever evidence I have, eh? And at the time when I show it to him or when he experienced something, he goes, "Holy crap, holy crap, holy crap," right? And then 10 minutes later, no, that was all a bunch of bogus. That's what that was. Yeah. I said, well, 2 seconds ago you said, holy crap. He goes, yeah, he says, but he says, if I keep saying holy crap, it's going to play on my mind. And if it plays on my mind, I'm going to think about all the other shit that's happened. So I'm just going to say, it's just bogus. He believed, he did believe,
You know what?
he did believe. He didn't
Hello.
want to.
Hello,
No,
Frank. Hello, Michelle.
Hey, Drew. Hey, Danny.
Yeah. I
What's
think.
up, guys?
Hi,
Hi,
Pan.
sis.
Hi, Danny.
Hi.
Yeah,
Hello,
he did believe. He just didn't
guys.
want to admit it. That's
Hi,
all.
Damien.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think sometimes though, if they've not had experiences, my dad, I don't think has ever had any experiences, and he used to hear us all talk about the thing on the stairs and things, but as far as I remember, he was always at the pub at night, so he never heard any of this because it would always happen when, as far as I can remember, when we were always in the house, and it was always when us teenagers were in the house. So it makes you wonder if all our energy kind of fueled it to happen was because of about 6 teenagers being there, and
Yeah.
what's all the questions? Have you got any more questions, guys? Put them in. I'll go back up. I did see what one it was. Drew, it was for KJ Hauntings. Drew, where is the next location you're filming? The next location I'll be filming, probably a big location will be the abandoned mansion and things again. But apart from the bigger locations, it'll just be about here, probably Burtwood, probably the Witch's Lane, things like that. So it'll be just be about here, and then Necropolis as well I want to go back to. So look out for all that. Any more questions, guys?
Hey, don't forget to drop your links.
Mysteries, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't forget to drop your links so
Yes,
people
they
can
all
roll you.
do have a lot of energy.
Where's my new channel?
Yeah, guys, I'll put yours in, Uncle Danny. Got it. Remember, guys, if you are blue, all you have to do is actually go on to the other blues channel name, and it will take you to their channel if you want. You don't have to always share your link as long as you know how to. So even if the person's link isn't in the chat, just click on their name and it will take you there. Hob's got a question.
Danny, have you ever had an experience?
And have you got it, Uncle Danny?
Yeah, I see it.
You want me to do it?
Have you ever had an experience and thought that's that, right?
If you don't,
yeah, actually, one time I went, Paranormal Hub, I went into a church, and there was this lady in white, and I said I do, and the next thing I knew, I was married, and I was like, "What the hell? Have you ever? What's going on with that?" No, actually, not really. Like my entire existence has been with the spirit world, so I mean, there are things that the spirits have done, and I went, "Oh, you Bob, like, why would you do such a thing?" Stuff like that. But I'm never really surprised about anything that they do. I mean, both on the good side and on the negative side, right? Like I've seen them do such wonderful things for people, and then I've seen them do such terrible things, and that surprised me more than anything, really. Um, and I've been unsurprised when I've gone to do an exorcism or something. Uh, the strength of has surprised. I mean, I was thrown out of a 3-story building, so that kind of hurt. But nothing really surprising other than like at the moment I was surprised by what happened. Um, have I ever doubted anything or said that something was that really real or not? Only when I saw Sasquatch. That's the only thing that's ever made me question myself because I've seen it twice. And I think it was Sasquatch. I can't be 100% sure, but that's the only thing. But in the spirit world and in the paranormal world and stuff like that, no. It's pretty much been something I've done all my entire life. But don't forget, I started working, not doing paranormal investigation, but I started actually working in the paranormal on March 15th, 1969. That's when I first started. My first case was I had to go to a native burial ground because the land got tainted. And people who would visit there would then commit suicide. They'd go home and 3 or 4 days later, they commit suicide. And on the reservation, in that 3 or 4 months, there was 5 suicides. And the only thing that was connecting them was they all went to the sacred burial ground. But they didn't follow tradition. And apparently no one had followed tradition for a long, long time. But when you go to a sacred site, there's certain things that you're supposed to do before you enter and when you leave. And these people disregarded that. Oh no, these people aren't allowed. Those people, like the negative parts, they kept, but the positive interaction with the spirits and the elementals and stuff, they weren't doing that, and they hadn't done it for 25 years. So my first case was that place, and I went there, and I basically gave the whole town shit and told them they were a bunch of idiots for not doing what they're supposed to be doing proper. So I educated everybody how to enter and leave, and we had a big feast for the spirits and for the elementals, and everybody was to bring food and to go to the edge of the property, right, and not step in it, but take your offering of food and tobacco and just reach into the cemetery and put it on the inside of the cemetery line. And after that, the whole place, the whole feeling of the place and everything else. And now don't forget, I was over 50 years ago, right? And it's never had a problem there since. Even after all these years, there's never been another suicide or death connected with the Holy Land. So, I mean, it just goes to show you if you treat the spirits with respect and your own belief system, and that's, I think, what pissed the spirits off. They all had these beliefs about what you should or shouldn't do when you're entering a sacred land, right? But nobody was doing it, right? But they're preaching, this is what you do, but that's all they were, was a lot of talk and no action.
Right.
Well, I think the spirits just said, you know what, enough's enough. We want respect, and if you're not going to give it to us, piss on you. I think, and I really believe that's what happened. Because when I left, I said to the spirits, I said, well, I hope this pleases you, and I hope you are able to forgive everyone, and everyone is apologetic, for what they mistreated you. I will come back every once in a while. If you wish, I will come back and every 5 years or so and do a re-blessing of the land if that's what you would like, right? So I'm standing there, and as I turn to leave, I say, I now ask permission, spirits, for me to leave upon my journey, and you stay here and do your journey, right? And as I was walking to the front, this eagle feather fell, and it landed about 3 feet in front of me. And everybody's looking. There's no damn bird anywhere, right? So where did this feather fall from, right? Because there was no birds there, at that particular moment, So either I didn't see it as I walked in, or it just showed up as a gift when I left, And I assume I took it as a gift either way, whether I missed it on the way in or whether it just showed up on my way out. I didn't give a crap. To me, that was a blessing and a really nice gift from the spirit world, right? And it also told me that I should come back every 5 years and bless the land, which I have without fail. You know, every 5 years I make it a point to travel there, and it's quite far, but I make a point to travel there and bless it every 5 years, and the spirits are very happy with that. So
There you go. See, it's things like that though that restores your faith. I bet you every time you go back there though, you feel proud of yourself, and because you know that you did that. Things like that must make you feel really proud deep down.
yeah, well, it does give you a little bit of self pride, and that's really the only pride that's worth a damn anyway. But it also it
That
kind
keeps
of
you
makes me
going.
feel, yeah, it makes me feel connected. Like more than anything, when I go there to the land, to that spot, I feel connected to that. There's a connection between me and the spirits and the land and the wind and the air and the water and all that. There's a very strong connection between me and that area. And that's with any holy ground, whether it's a Celtic or native or warrior or, any type of holy ground I'm very connected to because I've done lots of work in those areas, right? So when I go to those type of places, I get recharged. I think that's the word, is like what you're thinking about, is I get recharged and reinvigorated to keep going, and do more. So
That's good. That's good.
Definitely. So Hub is asking you, Michelle, very quietly, how did you get into the paranormal? Hub wants to know.
Oh, I've been in the paranormal for many years now. Sister Sherry got me into it. I was her first mod.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about years and years ago.
So did you have
I
a
like the
general
paranormal.
interest in paranormal?
Yeah, I like the
So what about your
paranormal. I
abilities?
feel
Have
like
you got abilities?
I think I do.
I'll do
I
you a
just
wee
don't
mini
use them.
interview. Okay?
I just don't use them. And after my Aunt Kate passed away, I really came more and more into the paranormal community. I wanted to be closer to her.
You think you were searching for answers?
Yeah.
Yeah, you think you were searching for answers, but your auntie dying then? I think that's what I was as well, because we had just, at the time, it was weird the coincidence though, because I had just started to really start find YouTube and watching like deeper into things on paranormal, and I'd added an app on my phone. It was the Ouija app, and I remember Kerry and me talking to Kerry about it and Billy being there, and Kerry not being interested in the app, like, oh, that's rubbish. But me and Billy were right into it, and it came across something about a dagger, and he says, oh, that, because the night before it had got angry and started that into the bunker, like that's the kitchen worktop. And I says, and so the two of us instantly knew that there was a kitchen that was going on. Wow. And it was weird because me and Billy used to use that app, and then after he died, it never worked again. The app just did not work. Yeah. And that's when I started like looking into it deeper, the recorder and things like that.
Two things. Sorry, dear. Two things we missed, okay? Dolby asked a question for you.
Okay, you go, Uncle Dan. It was fun.
Are you doing Rosalind Chapel? That's for you, Drew. Are you doing Rosalind Chapel?
Oh, well, I've got them highlighted. I've got them starred. Right, okay, the Dolby one went off show.
Sure. Are you visiting?
Are you visiting Rosalind Chapel? Yes, I do believe that we're going to visit Rosalind Chapel. And I think we're trying to get into there's another one, there's a Rosalind Chapel, and there's the other one that's in Stirling as well. But we're going to try and visit all the places, guys. The chapel, the church, the graveyard, everywhere. So yes, we are, Toby. And it'll be probably a 2 or 3 parter. So it will. And Paranormal Hub had a question.
That's going to be awesome.
Okay, what is it?
We'll put Danny's question up.
It says,
have you ever had an experience and thought, oh, that's the one you answered, right? Okay, let's take that one.
October
There's another
rains.
one for October.
There we go. Yeah. What are my Celtic connection in Scotland?
Danny, what are your Celtic connections?
Yeah. I'm an elder in the Ferguson clan.
How's it gonna go?
Yeah. So yeah, I've got a little bit of connection with Scotland because I'm an elder in the Ferguson clan, and also in the Harrison clan. And I've got basically 80% Scottish and 20% Irish, you know.
That's cool.
So yeah, very, very deep connections there. Actually going back really soon, I hope this summer, but depending on things because of Dad just passing, I don't want to leave him up right now, so it might be postponed. But I still plan on going, just depends on if I got someone to watch over Mother while I'm gone, because I don't want to leave her in the house by herself.
Mm.
Right.
Yes, definitely.
Oh,
Any more questions? I think there was some more questions. I started some more than that.
Yeah.
KJ Hawtons asks, any plans to travel outside of Scotland? I do so, KJ Hawtons. I will come to Ireland and visit you guys. And also this year, probably the beginning of the year, I'm going to try and get to Manchester to investigate with Amy, which is Shadowhunters UK, in Moxley as well. Hopefully we can fit it into everybody's schedule and we can just do it at the one sweep and maybe even get a trip to Nottingham as well at the time. So yes, there's loads coming up, guys. Loads coming up. Was there another question for this one's from Bobby again? What Roslyn Chapel? We did that one. Okay. I think I better get the ones.
I think I forgot to say hi to Meg. Hey, Meg. Hi, Aaron.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome, everybody.
Yeah,
Welcome, Alien Fire, sis.
And hello to anyone that I missed coming in because I was too busy gabbing.
That's no problem.
It's okay, Daddy.
Yeah, but you know, my gum was getting to flapping and stuff, and I stopped reading stuff.
Oh, you're the one in the text. Oh, that would have been good if I could manage it in for you guys in the beginning of February. Welcome in, Misty Mountain.
Hey, Misty.
Does anybody else want to ask us any questions? Oh,
how about KJ Haunting, sis?
I will definitely be.
How about KJ Haunting? Any plans to travel outside of Scotland?
Well,
I think she already answered that one.
Yeah, they're an island, sis. I will be going to Ireland.
I plan on going to Sherwood sometime. Sometime I'll be going to Sherwood. I have a friend that lives there. I've known her forever. She lives in Sherwood, in the cul-de-sacs there. So I'm going to be going. I'll go there and visit and say hi there, and then I'm going to go and do investigation at the forest.
Brilliant. Definitely try and fit in a lot of places when Uncle Danny comes to Scotland. Well, comes to Britain, guys. We'll try and do as much places as possible, and let you all see it. Obviously, they'll be on Uncle Danny's channel. There'll be like lives where there's the two of us, and that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Do you not want to come up, Mystical Love and Light? Does anybody? Yeah, come
up. Yeah, we'll go lots of places when we get there. There's a whole.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome.
There's a whole ship. There's a whole shitload of places I want to go there. So I'll be dragging Drew along with me. She'll be like my little shadow.
So where's your most? Where's your place that you're looking forward to the most, Uncle Danny? What do you think that you're looking forward to the most?
Honestly, I want to go where no one's allowed to go. But I've made arrangements. You're coming with me, and Liam can come too. But I want to go to the Witches Hub.
Brilliant.
No one, they're not allowed to go there and visit it. But I've already talked to a couple people, and they say, well, yeah, if you want to come, you know, because you're you, and we know who you are and stuff, like in a nice way, not bragging way, in a nice way. They said, we know who you are. And I said, well, I want to bring, you know,
that's good.
My niece, probably my daughter, and probably a couple of the grandkids, you know. And they said, no, as long as they're respectful like you, they're more than welcome to come. So
cool.
Well, anyway, it's called the Witches Hub, and it's a very, very cool place. I've been there a long time ago, but I haven't been there for years. and I'd like to go back there, and it'll be the first time that it's on been shown like on a cinema, because they've never let anyone record it in theirs, but we've got full permission to record it. So when we go there, I'm going to record that whole thing, and you'll be there. But like I say, they've never allowed it to be recorded before, so that's quite the honor that they said, you know, if it's going on my channel or my family's channel, it's fine.
So nobody's ever seen it?
No one's ever seen it, no. People that live
got to be your channel first with things like that. Mm-hmm.
We've been, like, people that live in the area, of course.
Well, you only live about 50.
They all know about it, right? Like, people that are in the area obviously know about it. And a few villages left and right, they all know about it. But, like, on a paranormal scale, no, it's not really known.
But you find that the locals keep places like that quiet if it's not already out there, because they know it's going to draw attention to it. So a lot of these places want to stay private.
Yeah, they want to keep it. And I think, like I told them,
Hello?
I told them to
You guys hear me?
do it. You know, we're gonna call it what it is. We'll say this is the witch's hub, but I'm not gonna tell anybody where it is. I mean, that's up to them to find out, right? Like, I'm not gonna.
No, of course not.
You know, it's like, it's not my place to say, oh, hey, you know, it's right here at this spot. You know, it's not. They don't want. I don't think they'd like that. You know, but I will do, like, here it is. You know, and I'll give them a general area sort of a thing, but that's it. You've been by the main road? It's quite creepy.
Danny, that will be amazing.
I finally went out Saturday night. Saw an English band that I haven't seen since I was in my 30s. It was really cool. Finally went out with my old friends.
Brilliant. October Rain Rocks asked Drew and Danny. Sorry, Michelle says. Would you like to join me in visiting the witches now in Mid-Calder, West Lothian Place execution site during the witch trials near me, or Blackness Castle, Haild Castle, and others? October Rain Rocks, we will definitely be doing that. That is for
we
sure.
can do that. As long as I'm there, I'm happy to go with you.
Sure, definitely, guys.
I'm happy.
We'll be doing that. Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to go on anyone's channel to collaborate. Is that what it's called? Collaborate, whatever.
Collaborate, yes.
That's the one.
Collab.
I'm happy to do that with anybody.
Whatever. Go together.
Well, you know, we'll just do it. That's it. You know, I'm happy to help out if I can, or to be on anyone's channel. Well, of course,
it's a good to see that different opinion.
Mm-hmm. Anyone ever?
I like it when there's like 2 or 3 investigators.
Why do I recognize that?
See, like when
30 East Drive. Why do I recognize that?
What is that?
30 East Drive.
That East Drive is the one I did. That's the one in England, Uncle Danny, where the clock and things get thrown down the stairs. The film was when the lights went out.
Okay.
Your friends have got collaborations in that as well. Lorraine Warren and things was involved in that case as well.
I've investigated a lot of places, and I just can't remember them all. You know, as hard as I try. But yeah, now I remember.
The Black Monk House, Uncle Dan.
Yeah, I remember that.
You drive.
You broke up there. Say again.
Oh, you're going to KJ Hauntings, are you? Oh, that'll be good to see you do that. And you're doing it with Amy and Moxley. That'll be amazing to see you do 30 East Drive. I did a video. I did a live stream, remember?
Can I give KG some advice there, KJ? If you're going there, okay? Bring a bottle of water with you. Okay, bring a bottle of water. When you first come in the door, all right, open up the bottle of water and put it beside the door frame so it won't get knocked over. Okay, just open up the bottle and say, I put this water here for any spirits that need drink or to travel, and just put it down there, right? And then do your investigation like you normally would do everything, okay? But if you put the water there, they won't follow you home when you leave, and they won't scratch you while you're there, okay? If you don't put the water down, you can get scratched, pushed, the whole 9 yards, because sometimes they're a little bit bitchy there, a little bit crabby. But if you bring them a thing of water, say, this is just out of respect for anyone that needs water or needs drink, just put it down beside the door, open the cap off, and just ignore it after that, like forget about it. And when you leave, of course, put the cap on and take it with you. But that way, it shows that you're there to go with the flow of the energy in the building. You're not there to change the flow of anything. By offering water doesn't adhere, right? It has its own flow and it has its own thing. So by putting water by the door, when you come in, you're saying, look, I'm not here to change nothing. I'm not here to disturb your flow of things. And if your flow is to do certain things, you just keep doing whatever you do. I'm just here to observe. Right? And that way they won't think you're there on a hostile intent.
Okay, Jehan. Kim and Jason will definitely do that. They're saying interesting. Thanks, Danny. There you go.
You're welcome. Yeah, no, it's just a little
And
bit of
Mystical
protection.
Love and Light is asking. Yeah, good advice. Drew, have you ever seen a fairy with your own eyes? She has one time. I have not, Mystical Love and Light. The only thing I have seen is one time. In fact, it was the very first time I think
There we go.
we were up on panel with investigators, which is Sherry. In the background of her live stream, there was a came out of the wall, and everybody does believe that was a fairy that came out of the wall, which I'll show you the footage of when after this live or tomorrow or something. But that was the only time I've ever thought I've seen a fairy was on that live stream. So no, but you'll need to talk about when you have you ever seen an Uncle Danny, like a fairy or something?
I've seen them. I've seen some fairies. I don't call them fairies, though. I call them sprites.
Right.
I've seen a few sprites and I've seen a few other things, but yeah. I think I caught one on cinema down at the river. They looked like they were ice skating on the water. And it showed right up on the cinema, on one of my cinemas. I can't remember which one. But there was 3 of them, and they were underneath this willow tree that was over top of the river. And there, if you watch the water is going downstream, right? But it looked like ice skates coming up and going around doing figure eights and everything else on the water, but under the tree, and the water was very, very calm, right? But the rest that wasn't under the branches of the tree. The rest of the creek was very busy, but under the tree was very calm, and it looked like figure eights and stuff. Like if someone was wearing figure skates or whatever on the ice, carving figure eights and doing circles and all that stuff. And me and Bra, when we were still making the cinema, we were just standing there in awe and just like, holy shit, do you see this? And like, because all these different designs would, and it was weird because when the figure eight was made.
Oh my gosh. Is that
when the figure
my audio is here?
That's you, yeah. When the figure eight was made, it actually stayed there for like 5 or 6 seconds and then it disappeared, right? And it didn't go like water, like down the stream. It just vanished, right? And then another one would show up a few inches away from it. So it was quite intriguing. And we were just standing there staring for like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, just going, holy crap. So that was pretty, that was pretty cool.
There is a YouTuber on YouTube. What's his name again? That Erwin Sanders, who says that he does. The footage looks quite authentic. He's in the Welsh wilderness, Uncle Danny, and you do see these. I'll need to show you the footage or send you a link and tell me if you think it's real, because it looks blaming real.
I will.
Honestly, I will. It honestly looks real. Anyway, Bray is asking, our Brianna is asking, Danny, is the water tip specific to that location or in general a good thing to do?
Well, whenever I go on an investigation or whenever I was working over all the years, like I'm retired now, so but when I was actually working for the diocese and the Druid Society and for the Shaman Institute, every case I worked, I always brought food and drink. I always brought either an orange or sandwich or and something to drink. Um, and the reason is when I go to these areas, everybody always goes to these areas and demands this and demands that, and people are they don't consider like spirits aren't a game, and they're not. They're human too. They're people too. They have feelings, They have emotions, just like you and I. Even the evil ones, like they all have their own personalities, right? But I'd always like to start off. Look, I'm visiting you, right? So if I was going to my friend's house, I'd bring a bottle of wine or I'd bring some cheese or something if we're going to do something, right? So I've always, ever since when I first started over 50 years ago, I always brought water and an orange or whatever. And if I don't have water, I just bring the orange because if you cut the orange in four, not only is it a drink, but it's food, right? So I like to bring it and cut it up nice and put it on a plate beside the entrance whenever I'm going in and saying, if you need any energy at all or want it, here, this is for you, okay? No strings attached. This is yours for whatever you need it for. It's food and drink to help yourself. And if you don't mind, could we talk or could you give me some evidence or, like, could I tell your story? Whatever. And I tried to get, it helps with the dialogue for myself anyway. I don't know. I can't speak for everybody, but I've always got really, really good evidence and really good dialogue with the spirits from doing that because I'm showing them respect and I want them to have, like they're not slaves. They need to eat, they need to drink, just like we do. So I like to provide them with that. And then I give them a few minutes. I say, okay, I'm just going to go wander around for a half hour or so. And then I'll start talking to you, but I'll give you time to charge up, right? The other thing with doing that, they don't tend to drain your batteries and your equipment and all other stuff that you might be using. They don't need to take your energy or the energy from your equipment because now they've got this food energy, right? And you got to remember, energy is energy. But when the energy is given with a gift of kindness, that energy is quadruple, right? So they can get all the energy they need just from that, and they don't need to drain your energy or drain your equipment energy because you've given them free energy, right? That they can use for whatever they want. Now, sometimes it backfires. Sometimes I give them the energy and they punch me upside the head. But hey, that's the way it goes sometimes, right? But for the most part, but for the most part, like even in a really nasty haunted place, I've gone to a few of them that are supposedly really nasty, and I had a wonderful visit with them, and they never hurt me. They never tried to be overbearing or nothing because I was treating them, as I would want to be treated, And I think if you show respect and you do things like this, you're going to get a hell of a lot more evidence because they're willing to share with you because you've shared with them.
Right.
So that's what I always do.
It's good. I'll forget to take oranges and things with me. I've done it a couple of times, but I'll need to start doing it more regular and just to see the difference, especially if I'm outside, because I do believe there'll be a big difference. I'll never forget the video you did, Uncle Danny, where you were healing the trees, and there was one where you were giving energy to the water. In fact, I think you were healing the water because it was upset.
Yeah,
Something had happened and the water elementals were upset, weren't they?
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about that.
That's the River of Tears. I went to the River of Tears because 45 people were killed at the river over like a 5-year span. And the river is a very long river, So I went to the middle of the river, like found out where the middle was, of the river in distance, right? So I went there and I did a food blessing and prayers and ceremonies, and I did the infamy the infinite ritual to replace energy and to put things back in alignment with itself and stuff. And as I was doing it, and here's the thing that everybody noticed on the cinema when I started, there were white caps and the water was rough and it was nasty, and lots of noise from the river. But by the time I finished, everything slowed down. The river was calmer. There was no more white caps, and you could actually hear, how water trickles over rocks. It was like the river was singing again, right?
Mhm.
So I gave the blessings to the earth and to the water and the elementals and
It
everything
was
else.
an amazing video, guys.
Now
Check
here's
it out, and Uncle Danny's chasing bones and stick.
but the
Fun for
amazing
the
part.
trees as well.
The amazing part is that was 3 or 4 years ago. There's not been any more drownings on that river. So there's no more drowning. There hasn't been any drownings since. So, and people could say, oh, I don't believe it, or it's a bunch of crap, or whatever. Well, I'll tell you what,
Mhm.
nobody's drowned, and that's good enough for me. Because there were so many people drowning
Well,
there.
there
And,
was the one
and
with the tree as well, though. The tree was dying.
yeah, the
Sorry,
elder
Uncle
tree,
Danny,
the
on you
white,
go.
the white tree, the elder tree was dying. So I went and
Yeah.
blessed it and everything else because there was a lot of stuff going on there, dark stuff that people were doing. So I went and because the land was tainted, so I cleared the land. I went back later to check on the tree, and it was beautiful blossom. It was all nice and it had leaves on it again, and So I mean, there's video evidence that the tree healed over the next couple of months. The tree really, came back to life. So, but that tree's a guardian for that area, right? And it was, I guess, the tree just felt like no one gives a shit that it's there anymore, sort of a thing, and just kind of giving up, eh? But so we've had people go by there and just say hi to the tree and stuff, and the tree's doing real well.
Mhm.
That's great. Isn't it? See, like that, you know that it's definitely worked. And in the videos, guys, you need to remember that things like when you're watching Uncle Danny do it, he gives things like tobacco, oranges, apples, things like that. But you can also give anything you want. Like a lot of the times when I go, I give an apple and I give crystals. And I've also started giving, like, see, when I'm doing a candle, like my goddess candle will melt down to a certain size and it goes soft. I've started moulding them, and I'm going to start taking them with me to places, be put in a wee love heart and things. So I think things like that brings the love to the location also will help heal like the trees and things like that. So it doesn't have to
The
be
thing
like a
is,
tobacco or whatever.
no, it doesn't have to be tobacco. It doesn't have to be food. It doesn't have to be drink. But if you give a gift of kindness, it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's a crystal, whether it's herbs, whether it's anything. Like it, if you present first with hi, I'm here out of respect and kindness, and I wish to communicate with you and wish to be part of and discover, what you wish to tell me. I brought you these gifts, Now, just because I gave you these gifts doesn't mean you have to communicate to me. I just give this is free, okay? No strings attached. Here's your gift. Here's this. Here's that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a break for half hour, and I'll come back and see if you wish to talk to me. If you still want me to go, I go, right? But if you'd like to communicate or give evidence, then I'll stay until you decide that you've done enough, right? That's the attitude, that I have on every place I go is try to get some understanding of what's actually going on. But I always find if you give from the heart or if you give with kindness to the spirits and then say, okay, here, you don't have to do a damn thing. I'm just giving this to you out of respect, right? But what I'm going to do now also is I'm going to disappear from here for half an hour. Let you charge up, let you decide whether or not you wish to visit with me, right? And I go off on my merry way. Then I go back half hour later and then I start asking questions. And if I get answers, I know that they've accepted.
Brilliant. If there's any more
How was
questions, I
everyone's
think it's
weekend?
great. I love the type of videos. Though I love seeing the. Yeah, I love seeing them. Brilliant. They're amazing. What else? What questions did we have?
Oh, I don't know.
I think we got to the end of the questions.
I'll be right back.
We're okay, Brother
Okay, hon.
Louis. Thank you for asking. No problem, Uncle Danny. You've seen a
Mhm.
banshee, Misty Mountain? Wow, no fairies. Wow. Yeah. So have you had any experiences, sis? Michelle, have you had any experiences you want to talk about? I'll
Well,
bring
that's
you up again, Panka, but if your mic starts to play up, you'll need to drop down because it does start to interfere, okay? Maybe put it on mute.
Yeah.
Maybe mute the
I think it
video.
should be okay
Yeah,
now.
put volume. Yeah.
well, yeah. I
Maybe
took
mute
after
it
my
if it starts,
grandmother,
okay?
Mama. I
Mm-hmm.
took after my grandmother, Mama. She was like a
Right.
witch, and like she did the same things I've been doing. Like what she used to do when she was alive, she would know when somebody was about to die, and they actually did die at that hour, at that moment. Yeah. So I kind of have that ability in me. When somebody is about to die, I feel it in
That
my
must be
bones.
quite scary sometimes, was it not?
What's this?
Well, I'm
Sometimes it's
saying it must be
scary, she
quite
said.
scary that sometimes if you dream about somebody, if you dream about somebody and then you're thinking, is this just a normal dream? Or is it where I'm
Right.
going to be affected? I'm going to affect somebody in my family's affected.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
if
like
you've got any
I'll
questions,
know the
guys, put
phone was gonna ring when
them up
somebody's gonna die.
on that.
Yeah, the phone will ring before somebody
On you go,
dies, and I
Michelle.
knew that
Yes.
the phone. I knew that the phone call this one time was my great grandmother, and I knew that she passed away, and she actually did pass away. That phone call was her phone call of her passing away.
Right.
Oh.
So like
Crazy.
abilities like that, you know.
Upsetting.
But I really got into the paranormal because of my beloved Aunt King. You know, I wanted to get contact with her. I really wanted to grow with her.
Hmm.
And just like, be able to realize she's still there with me.
She always will
See,
be.
that was like me with Billy. And times once he died, it was full on just to try and make contact, you know.
Right.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Brother Louis.
Yeah.
She
I
she
think the
always will
days
be
when you
with you,
miss that
Michelle.
person that much, you want to
Mm-hmm.
see. That's it, Michelle. She will. With
I have
Billy's
her
case,
ashes and
he
stuff.
see him and Kerry had fell out the night that he died. She came down here to Les Mexico. So we had for ages and ages, we had a lot of answers. We wanted answers to see if he had maybe like done something that he wanted to die, or like unalive himself or something. We wanted answers. So that's why I tried so hard to communicate when I first started with Billy. And then through trying to communicate with him, somebody came through and told us that he was travelling. And I started looking up what travelling meant when you were in the spirit world. And the only answers I could find was that what it meant was he was getting into like some kind of transition period, which means that when you die, you can go revisit like certain places in your childhood, your adulthood, wherever. If you want to, you can go back and visit those places.
Right.
Also, I wanted to go to Italy. So I believe with him, the mediums, I think it was Lunar or somebody that told us in the spirit box and things, saying things. I think it was Lunar though that told us he was travelling. I think that meant that what he was doing was going to like Italy and places where he had never been. He was travelling to those places in the spirit world. So therefore he wasn't being allowing himself to be pulled back to when I was turning spirit boxes on and calling them in. He wasn't wanting to come back. He was doing like he's travelling in the other realms to where he was like 5, 3 or wherever. And he was visiting different places. And I think that's how it a year and a half to maybe 2 years before we start hearing him come through is because he was going through some sort of transition period on the other side,
Right.
True.
Yeah.
We're hearing to come through things, Michelle, on any of our live.
Okay, I'm
You
back.
heard her, yeah? Hi, Uncle Danny. Welcome
Hey,
back.
Hello.
Dan. Welcome
Welcome
back.
back.
Oh, there Toby's saying
Thank you,
good
thank you.
morning. They'll be saying, I had a warning about my auntie who passed in December. I was on a ship and wakened at approximately 3 a.m. to a voice shouting in my ear saying, be prepared, got old when I got home. Wow. Got told when you got home. Yeah,
Aw.
crazy.
Hey, Danny, when you did that
I was
spirit
saying,
box thing with Sherry or Drew, I
Uh-huh.
think it was Sherry.
Sherry.
It was Sherry, and they asked about the
Yes.
band. Did you say Misfits?
What?
Did you say Misfits is her band? Because that was her band, Danzig.
Probably.
Misfits.
I don't remember, to be honest, but yeah,
go
probably. If
back
you heard
to
it,
the live stream.
Yeah, I wonder if you said Misfits
Just
because
go back through the live
that's
stream.
her band,
What it was.
right?
Wow.
I gotta
October
I
9
gotta check
says,
that
my
out.
granny's passed when I was 8. She's been with me all my life. I have her old cabinet, which is now my ancestor altar for her, my granddad, and my 2 uncles. Wow. And it's funny
perfect.
you say that because I've got my altar up the stairs, my Santa Mart altar is actually a chest of drawers that my gran
Again,
and Di got made for them when they got married. And then when I fell pregnant with my daughter and I didn't have anywhere to put her clothes, my Di gave me the chest of drawers and I rubbed it all down and painted it white. And I've never ever had the heart to get rid of it. So it's travelled
Aw,
with me
that's
all around
cool.
wherever. And that's the one small. You say that, October rain, mine's is the same. So what have you got coming up, Uncle Danny? Because I'm going to go in the next 10 minutes. What you got coming up?
well, let's see. I've restarted Danny's off-grid flat. That's what brought me to YouTube in the first place was my off-grid life. So I'm restarting that now that I can walk again. I used to have an off-grid flat and used to do lots of stuff, bushcraft, all that stuff. But when I got put in a wheelchair, I got pissed off and gave everything
Oh,
away.
wow.
Yeah, I got depressed, right? So I deleted the channel, took everything off the channel, and got rid of it. And now I kind of wish I didn't, because I would have some content on my channel. But anyway, so I'm starting everything brand new, and I've already got 33 YouTubians, which is pretty cool. And I got the off-grid thing on Facebook, so I'll be working on that. I'm working on my training to become a strongman on the Strongman channel, and then on Chasing Bones Inspectors, I've got a couple of investigations coming up that's going to be very cool, and I'm going to be I might be teaching a couple classes. I'm not sure yet. Plus, I'm going to be doing spirit boxes and stuff like that, and I'm working on some members things for the channel too. So it should be pretty interesting time coming up.
That's awesome.
Good stuff. Me, I've dreams coming up with Uncle Danny. Going forward tonight. We're here. So tomorrow night, when are we coming up on your channel, Uncle Danny? Was it a Thursday, I believe? Can't
I believe
remember.
so.
But anyway, tomorrow night, guys, we will be up on Mystical Love and Light. Mystical Love and Light and I are starting to do live streams on her channel, interviewing people, getting them to share their path and things. So, Uncle Danny, we have got October Rain Rocks tomorrow night interviewing her. Then I do believe they two are going to interview me next week or a couple of days or whatever. Can we have the privilege of talking to you on Mystical Love and Light's channel, please?
Of course.
Yeah, I was like,
That's awesome.
He's thinking about it. I don't know when it'll be, but we'll give you plenty of notice. Panka. There you go.
Thank you so much.
I'm listening.
Okay. Yeah. That day you helped me a lot, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much for helping me.
Oh, Danny or Drew?
No, Drew.
Mm-hmm.
Drew. I don't mind.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for. We're support Mondays, okay? So anybody that's got anything that they want, maybe they want to come up on the show just so that they get used to going live, much like Michelle and Panka, they just love coming up and keep us all company.
Yeah, I love my
if
friends.
there is anybody out there that's struggling, This is
Yep.
what these Mondays are for, guys. These are for people to come up, tell us what you are all going to be doing. If there's a channel you have got that you want to try and share out, and just be there for each other. So if there's anything you ever want to do, Mondays are your days to do it. Hello, Kim. Welcome in. What you saying? Yeah. Mystical Love and Light asked me to ask you yesterday, and I just get busy and forgot to ask you. So I just thought I'll ask you while we're live. Brilliant. Yeah, you can tell anything, your supernatural stories or anything. Well, everybody, is there anything else anybody's wanting to share with us? Yeah, that's Uncle Daniel's Paranormal channel, guys, the Chasing Bones Inspectors. If these are blue, you will be able to just keep hitting each other's links. Like basically just press on each other's faces or
Yeah,
titles.
and roll the
and you will
bones.
get
Roll the
pushed into
bones.
their channel.
Roll the bones. Yeah.
Roll those bones, guys. We'll give you a couple of minutes to do that. Is there any other questions before we go, people?
I got to get
questions. Let us know.
I think I got to get 4 more YouTubians to hit 1.4K on that channel.
What, Chasing Bones?
Yeah, I need four more YouTubians, 4 or 5 more YouTubians.
And get you that.
Yeah.
You need to get you 4 more.
Come on, guys. Like and thanks for hit that subscribe for Uncle Danny on Chasing Bones Inspectors. I'll share it out as well after this.
Yeah, I only need 4 to get to 14, and then I want to get 100 more because I want to get to 1.5, and then I'll be happy there, But
you could get it.
Come on, everybody, roll it down.
But eventually I'll get there.
Yep.
Definitely, I would reckon you'll get there in the next couple of months if you start keeping live and things, because that's what does it. Is all the live streaming and the sharing out. Just keep promoting yourself and telling people what you do. But the way I see it is, you keep telling people what you do. You don't want people just to subscribe because you want that subscriber. You want people to subscribe because they genuinely want to watch you. That's the difference, isn't it?
That's the.
So I always say share out in your groups. Because if you share out in the groups, it's people that's commonly interested in what we're interested in.
Awesome, guys. Yeah.
Thanks, Cam.
Each of my channels, people, both my paranormal, my strongman, and my off-grid have their own Facebook group up on the banner up there. So if you click on there and join the face group book, please feel free, if you're in the paranormal on the paranormal channel, drop the links to your channel, drop the links to your cinemas so people can run over and watch it. If you're doing anything to do with health and that kind of stuff on the Strongman channel, drop your links on there. And if you're anything to do with off-grid, arts and crafts, anything like that, then you do that on the off-grid channel. Okay? That's why they're set up. Okay? So if you join each of those groups, you are more than welcome to promote yourself and promote your cinemas. Always put your clips up there so people can go over and watch you. All right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Andrew's Paranormal vlog on Facebook, guys, that's there for you to share your videos and things as well.
I barely
remember Mystical Love and Light as well. If you've got a her channel, have other channels as well. So if you've got our Mystical Love and Light channel, our other channels are there. Or unless you want to put the links up for them, sis. Your channel and your
anything that you guys got that you do on your channel that matches any of those 3 channels, feel free to drop your links and promote yourself, because that's why I built them, right? So don't be shy. Don't think you gotta ask or anything. If you got, all we do is be respectful and keep it PG-13 and we're good. So that's it.
Yeah, that's right.
And remember, if you want to come up with a chat, if you want to be focused on like an interview, let us know and we'll make it like a kind of interview night. So, but we'll make it fun as well,
Yeah.
If you want anything like that, just let us know and we'll get.
If you want to interview me, Drew, Pop, or anybody, just let us know and we'll set it up and we'll come on your channel happily.
Right.
Definitely, Lou, promote whatever you like, brother. Whatever you like, promote it, because
Mhm.
there's always
Yeah, Lou,
somebody
go
out
ahead.
there likes what you like.
Yeah, don't be afraid to. That's arts
Right,
and crafts.
okay, everybody.
Put on the off-grid channel.
Mhm. Yeah,
Sorry, sorry,
yeah,
buttons.
but put it in well on my channel, because that's okay. Put it in my channel as well, because there might be somebody likes that. I don't mind. It doesn't need to be paranormal. Just put it out anyway. Does anybody else want to say anything before we go? Michelle, you get anything to say, Sass?
Oh, I went out this weekend, Saturday night, with a bunch of friends that I haven't seen since, oh
Brilliant.
God, I've known them since my 30s, and I finally saw them after 20 years of not seeing them. So it was beautiful to see them again. It was
She was
like
happy.
an 80s,
Good.
an 80s band was
Did you have a
playing,
good time? Did you
a
get some
tribute
numbers?
band. It was beautiful. It was
Brilliant.
nice to see them
Did
all.
you get some phone
Good.
She was
numbers to
happy to
keep in touch?
see you
Well,
there.
honey, did I get drunk?
No,
Did you get some phone number? No, did you get some phone numbers to keep in touch?
She's
Did you
buffing.
get phone numbers to keep in touch with your old friends?
Right, yeah.
Can
They're
you
my
hear me
good
now?
friends.
Yeah.
Did you give
Mhm.
some phone numbers?
Phone numbers, yeah. I know my
Good
friend
stuff. Good
Roger,
stuff. As long as you got
friend
phone
Awesome.
numbers.
Mike. Mm,
hugs, Kim.
Mhm.
mhm,
What hugs, Tam?
mhm.
Good. I'm glad you had a good time, Michelle. It's good to
Me
connect
too.
with your past and things
Yeah,
for people.
we'll
Yes,
definitely
Uncle
do it
Danny?
again.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Keep in touch with some of
Mhm.
your old friends as well, because it's always good to. There's one friend I want to get in contact with. Her name is Agnes Gibney, and we were
Right.
friends for. I think she moved into my mum's square when I was 3, and we always got the
Mhm.
same bike, the same clothes. But she moved away when I was 12, so I never really
Right.
seen her again until I was about 15.
Mhm.
And she came
Wow.
back home, and her mum and dad were promoting cleaning carpets, and I was pregnant
Mhm.
with my daughter at the time, and
Right.
she came out with the blue at me again and again, and I was in a bad mood. I think I'd fell out with Kerry's dad that day, and I says to her, "Do you think I've got nothing better to do with my time than drop everything every time you're in town?" And she never phoned me after it, and I felt so bad for years and years, because
Mhm.
that, and so I've always wanted to get in touch with her to apologise, and
Mhm.
just teenagers, I was ignorant and grumpy,
Miss,
Right.
you know.
Mr.
But
Yeah.
Cole.
it's good that you keep in touch.
Oh,
Sorry.
it's okay.
Mystical,
It's okay, Uncle
for
Danny.
your interviews,
Mhm.
when you're having interviews on your channel, please put the link to the interview on for YouTube on the Chasing Bones Inspectors Facebook group. Put the link when you're doing interviews with anybody or you're requesting interviews with people. Just make sure you put that link into the Seabass page, because that way everybody will know that you've got something going on, and they'll pop in there. So make sure you do that.
Yeah.
And if you're not a member, share them, and then that way you can post things, and we'll get it posted. So everybody, remember and check out the link for Mystical Love and Light, because we are going to be up there tomorrow night for our very first live, where we'll be talking to October Rain Rocks. So
Mhm.
everybody come on
Awesome.
over to that tomorrow night. And it will be 9 o'clock UK time, which is, I don't know what time it is in your side, Mystical Love and Light, if you want to put that up. But it is 9 o'clock my time.
8 o'clock
That's
United
okay.
States time?
No,
It
9
should be,
o'clock
yeah.
our time, British time. So I'm not sure. I think it was 3
4
in the
p.m. here.
afternoon.
Yeah,
It'd
about
be 8 o'clock
4
New Jersey
p.m.
time?
Right.
no,
8
around
o'clock?
4 o'clock. 5 hours.
Just check
5 hours
live,
before.
just go. Right. 3 years ago, my cat knocked a box of photos down, and I had photos everywhere. Found one of an old friend hadn't seen in over 20 years. Told my daughter I always wondered where she was. That's definitely a calling iron. The best it is her auntie stays over the back from me. And Liam keeps saying to me, Mum, have you asked that girl about your friend yet? And I keep saying, no, I'm too shy.
Yeah,
Guys, it's one of my missions.
yeah, I've been watching October Rain's cinemas there about getting the place set up and that for the son, and it's very good stuff, guys. Go give her a watch.
Yeah, I'll need to catch up. I've not watched in a couple of days. I'll need to catch up, guys. Everybody that comes in has got great channels. Honestly, if you see something come up, go over and hit the watch, and always hit that like, even if you can't stay, and share it out because it keeps us all growing. You know.
Yeah. And you're guaranteed that I've already been lurking on your channel, even though you'll never know it.
Well, that's cool.
I didn't know he was lurking on mine, guys. And the next thing I knew, we were friends, and he was doing videos and things with me. So definitely keep doing what you do, okay? And I'm going to go for the night because I need to go and something to eat, Liam, before it's too late, and it is 1 o'clock.
Listen, everyone, love and light.
Thank you for coming up, Uncle Danny.
Bye.
You're welcome.
Bye, honey.
Thank you for coming. It's always a pleasure.
You're welcome.
And I will see you all tomorrow night on Mystical Love and Lights channel, okay?
Yeah. Okay, we'll try.
Right, everybody, thanks for coming. Blessings to you all.